Hello and good day. Uh, okay, so we're going to start Act 6 now, but there's been another change. It will no longer be live, not because I don't want to do live. I do want the opportunity for people to talk if possible, but unfortunately, the compression to both Twitch and YouTube is so bad at the moment. I imagine that it is being throttled because of this uh, situation we are now in. But so maybe at a later time I can go back to it. My connection is more than adequate. I actually have 18 megabits up, so it shouldn't cause an issue. But as I said, I think it's probably being throttled on Twitch and YouTube's end to a ludicrously low amount. Since something like a 3 megabit connection should be enough for 1080p 60, but I can't even seem to do 720 60 and still have it come out looking 60, or 720p. So yeah, I'm simply going to be recording this at 1080 and then also 1080 60 and then uploading it after I'm done. It should be better off for everybody, and also it means that I can, because I don't really need to explain anything at this point, I'm just going to turn the mic off, so you should have less mouth breathing. So yeah, let's get on with it then, and I hope you like it. Bye bye.
Nessa.
Now there's a pair of eyes I could never forget. If the tales are true, those peepers of yours have seen all the wonders of Rayclast by now. And a few things they likely wish they hadn't. Oh, and no need for us to speak of Oriarth. My ears are brimful with the sorrows these wretched companions of yours have been spilling. Now, I'm sure you've noticed that Lion Eyes Watch has seen better days. Our once bubbling township has, alas, become a brooding quagmire of gloom and despair. I blame the unrelenting weather. As you know, I am both a humanitarian and a strong believer in the soul-sustaining power of story. Back when I was still captain of the Merry Gull, many days at sea afforded me time to work on my thespian aspirations. I wrote a theatrical epic, A one-man show entitled Cedric and the Buxom Stranger. I sealed the manuscript inside a roll of oiled leather and stashed it in the hold for safekeeping. Perhaps you could salvage it for me from that tidal island upon which my poor ship came to rest. Who knows? Maybe we can bring some joy back to Lion Eyes Watch with a bit of live entertainment.
Still alive, are we? First we hear that Oriath has lost its bloody mind, and then you turn up. Doesn't take a scholar to work out how these two events might be connected. I don't know what's going on out there, and I probably wouldn't understand it if I saw it with my own two eyes. What I do know is this. The world we knew, it's gone. Now we have to do our damnedest to make sure we don't go with it.
Still working. Now there's a sorry tale. More miserable than any dirge I've ever heard. Nessa's gone. Wandered off into the night, muttering to herself about dancing to his ditty. No, I didn't go after her. In truth, she was gone when I woke up the next morn. I only imagined she'd be muttering, you see, on account of the murmuring she's been making these past few weeks. Always the same. About him and his song, whoever in damnation he is.
Still alive, are we? Nessa. I saw her one night, running out across the coast, headed in the direction of the mudflats. Called out to her, but she didn't even turn her head. Maybe she couldn't hear me. Maybe she didn't want to. I don't bloody know. I tried to run after her, but she'd vanished into the darkness before my feet had barely touched the sand. So I tracked her, all the way to the mudflats, and that's when her tracks, they just stopped. No sign of meeting someone or something. No sign of a struggle. It's like one moment she was running, and the next, gone. Look, I've heard some things about what you've done. Things that beg a belief. Now you can do this. Please. Find Nessa. Bring her back to us.
The Mother of Death watches over the city with great interest. You have joined us just in time. Before you lies a great many paths, each walked by a different life. But each must come to the same end. Eventually. Hello. Unbreathing Queen masterminds an unholy heist and defilement of the dead.
Exile! You are a welcome omen, survivor. You are well prepared for the end. This is a fine capture. You have been captured, beast. You will be a survivor, or you will be food. You are captured, stupid beast.
The flesh is taken by the unbreathing queen, but the hero's soul, bitter and cold, remains trapped in the Emperor's greatest trial. Hello.
Death still crashes upon the sands. But who are these new inhabitants? Feel compelled to stride beneath the waves? Perhaps you should.
I cannot carry this.
The Sea Witch whispers sweet nothings and calms the hearts of unlikely allies.
The god of war has reshaped this region. He's always been unimaginative.
I cannot carry this.
He did this to me! The King of Brian. And he wants me to be... Oh God. Is it... Please. I don't know how I'm doing this, nor if I may again. Help me. Help us before he... Before...
Tukahama is expecting you. Don't keep him waiting.
This is good stuff.
Let me teach you the laws of war.
To Kohama.
The soil wants for your blood no more. I am Sin. Hello. I am Sin, thief of virtue, and it is mine to take what I will from the defeated, to make a gift of it to the victorious. Alas, your mortal frame cannot withstand the unfettered fire of deism. It would turn your blood to mist and scorch your precious flesh black. So choose modestly and choose wisely, for there is much more at stake here than your little hopes and dreams. Yes?
New paths lead to new nightmares.
Energy exile, packed with
I
energy.
cannot carry this.
Marvelous. Oh, yes, yes, it's all here. Act 1, Scene 1. Along the shoreline, the beach grass sways, a blazing sun sinks 'neath sparkling bays. Oh, strange be the night when the drowned dead rise, and a pale moon ascends upon cold skies. The stranger still is lost to me, those silken pillows upon which I lay at sea. It's moody, atmospheric, not as funny as I remember. But I'm sure it gets better in Act 2. Regardless, you have my thanks. Please, take something for your efforts. And next time you're in town, do come and see the show. I'll leave your name at the door. If I can salvage a door from somewhere, that is.
You've seen Nessa. Talk to her. Well, that's more than I dared hope for, truth be told. This change she's going through, this curse the so-called Brine King has put on her, it can be broken. I know it. You've got to keep going. Follow her trail before it gets any colder. Make your way along the coast, the ship graveyard, even Mervale's cave if you must. By my reckoning, this king's not the sort to venture far from his briny bed. You've killed the Kalrui war god. Can you kill a god? Look, I can't even begin to understand what you've just done. Vestal will be able to put our gratitude into words more fitting of a legend. Me, I'll work with what I know. A solid reward for a damn fine deed.
The jeweler leaves 5 fingerprints and connects them with a single thread.
All right. We're safe for the time being. Now let me introduce myself properly. Lily Roth. Yep, I'm one of those Roths. Some call me smuggler, others pirate. Yeah, I prefer the sound of nautical entrepreneur.
The jeweler
came up with that one
leaves
myself.
5 fingerprints
So you come
and
see Lily
connects
if you
them
need.
with a single thread.
All right, we're safe for the time being. Now let me introduce myself properly. Lily Roth. Yep, I'm one of those Roths. Some call me smuggler, others pirate. Yeah, I prefer the sound of nautical entrepreneur. Came up with that one myself. So you come see Lily if you need something, or even if you just fancy a good chat with a lovely lady. Don't think I'd be forgetting that favour you owe to me. In fact, now I think of it, there's certainly a way you can be repaying this most considerable debt. You see, those blasted cultists have been plundering the refugee ships trying to escape Oriath. And if not for my incomparable skill as a sea captain, we'd have met the same fate. But now the drowned dead are washing ashore, and they ain't staying dead. There's been a whole lot of blood, sweat and tears getting these few lucky survivors here in one piece. What sort of captain would I be if I let them get ripped apart by walking corpses? Wipe the Twilight Strand clean of those filthy undead bastards and I'll call us even. Might even throw in a little something extra if you can pull it off.
One person's beginning is another person's end. I wonder what your end will begin.
A wretched sight. So many drowned Oriathans cast into undeath. You freed them from their torment, and I'm sure they'd be grateful. Here, that little something extra I were talking about. Though the sea takes away, it gives back in greater measure. While you be skulking about, I've managed to do a bit of hunting on my own. Got a hole full of baubles and trinkets here, which I managed to, procure. Take a look. You might find something particularly naughty to help you on your life's voyage.
any more free than the bones trapped down here? Or are you caught in a prison of a different kind?
Not you! For my life and my work, I shall not suffer this humiliation again!
His feet holds the Whisperer's forbidden word safe, deep in the Beast's valley.
And so it begins. My ethereal veins now run with dark ambition. Let's turn that trickle into a torrent. Let's harvest ourselves a Grand Inquisitor. Just as Chevron's spirit chose to return to comfortable climes, Maligara's essence once again dwells in his very own chamber of sins. Though I hasten to add that Maligara's sins are not my sins. I prefer transgressions of a more natural order than does he. I'd carry you to Frisia if I could, yet I expended too much of myself when I snatched you from the jaws of Kitava. You will need to find your own path, as will I. Make the journey, and please survive it. We too have much work left to do.
Who'd have thought those bleating bastards would go and find religion, eh? Now there's nothing quite so sure to spoil a man's appetite than an ecclesiastical debate come supper time. Yet this goatman god, this Aberoth, seems fair determined to mix his morsels with his spiritual enlightenments. To put no finer point on it, when the goatmen find him a soft pink human or two as divine sacrifice, he eats them, meat, soul and all. Well, that's what the legends say.
Good work clearing another path through Axiom Prison. I'm starting to think those stories I've heard about you might be true. With the road to the Frisian forest clear again, I trekked through to the forests beyond to see if the strangeness we're seeing on the coast is also happening inland. What I saw nearly froze my heart solid. The animals there, poor wretches, overtaken by some sort of parasite. As close as I can reckon, they're like termites, burrowing into flesh and mind instead of wood. If I'm right, there'll be a nest somewhere, and a queen. If you can find it, destroy it. Those parasites aren't something we want to see around here anytime soon. Greetings.
What are you doing? God drag you to damnation if you're gonna stand by and let this happen to me, to us! Because believe me, the Brian King has far greater appetites than one nothing of a girl from Oriath. It doesn't matter what he'll do to me now. It's what he'll do to Rayclast. Yet there's hope. There's always hope. If only you can reach Mervale's cave. If only...
My mana is gone.
Abarath! At last, your thirst is quenched. Good souls were hard enough to come by without that parched old goat drinking his fill. You have done humanity a noble service. Hello.
Right, I am hoping you can hear me. It's just about getting to the hour, so I'm going to make this into a two-parter. Thank you for watching, and yeah, give me a like if you liked it. Any questions, put them down below, and yeah, have a good one. See you in part 2.